Today we're in my little blue rollback and we are going to go pick up a truck that I bought. I haven't bought any trucks in quite a while and I don't want any more trucks, but this one happened to come about and there's a little story with it. It doesn't really matter, but basically I'm buying the truck. We'll use it more than likely for parts, but we have a purpose in mind. So let's get out here and I'll show you what it is and get it picked up. Let's stop and get us some fuel. $3.37 a gallon. Probably get about I don't know, 30-40 gallons, something like that. We'll head out. This truck's a dual tank, but I'm only filling one, so I got about 27 gallons in there. But it's as much as it'll take. It'll take a little while for it to work to the other side. Alright, we're here. So it is a 2004 Ford F450, F550. It's got a bad 6.0 diesel in it, and it's a ZF6 manual transmission, got 116,000 miles on it. It needs a motor, and I don't think it's cost effective to put another 6-liter in it for what it costs. It's got a little 9-foot dump bed on it that's in very, very rough condition. But anyways, let's get over here. We'll get a look at it and see if we can get hooked up to her. Guess I could have come back a little more, huh? Yeah, here's the problem. The bed is just shot. It's got anything holding it together. It's pretty rough. Plates are expired. It's been sitting a little while. It was using coolant, but the cab's not in bad shape and the frame's okay. We're in and starting to leak a little. Anyways, it's got 116,000. So let's get it up on the truck. This thing shouldn't weigh a ridiculous amount. Oh, let's see. Let's get the keys here. Let's see if I can crank it and get the wheels to turn. We did better than that. The thing started up and I drove it up most of the way. I just have to winch it a little bit farther. Look at it pouring oil. Yeah, all right, we are all loaded. I got chain on the back, 2 in the middle, 1 on the front, plus the winch. I think we are well secured. Let's head home. Stopped and checked the chains. Seem to be all tight still. We don't have a very long drive, probably half hour or so. Just take it nice and slow and easy. Somebody's gonna put my license plate sticker in here because for some reason my plates are expired. I renew them, but the sticker's not on the truck. But yeah, everything rode well. Keep saying it's about time to do something with this truck, and now my fuel tank's leaking, and that fuel tank's been damp for a while, so I had time to take care of it and I just did not. So I guess that time has come. Alright, so here it is. It's an 04 F550 6-liter diesel. And the story with this truck is it's got 116,000 miles. It's a ZF6 manual 2-wheel drive truck, and the owner said it started using coolant, and he got tired of buying coolant for it, so he started putting water in it. And it was wintertime in Ohio. Well, it got cold, and it stayed cold. And when it did, that water froze and did some damage. I don't know if I can see it in here. There's some expansion plugs behind the exhaust manifold, and it pushed them out. It's easier to see on this side. Yeah, right in there. There's several of them on this side. So he asked me to go take a look at it because they gave him an estimate to fix it, to see what I thought about the truck. And honestly, it's a 6-liter from 03 and 04. I don't think it's cost effective to fix for what they wanted. I suggested that he doesn't fix it and just do something else. See, he has another truck just like this, but it has a problem with the front axle. It's broken and needs replaced. So I made a deal with him that I would buy this truck and I would take this axle out for him in the deal after purchase. Take this axle out, put it in his other truck, because we looked at it and the front end's tight with the exception of shocks. The tie rods and the track bar and the drag length, they all look pretty good and they're pretty tight. But on this side, the shock's a little rough, but not horrible. Chopped up wear on the tires. And on this side, the shock bushing is no bueno. So we're gonna take this out and put it in his other truck. Now this cab is actually in pretty decent shape. I told him more than likely this is a parts truck. I wouldn't spend the money to put another 6-liter diesel in. The bottom of the cab and the bottom of the doors look pretty good. They put this this bed liner spray on before it was a problem, so they wouldn't have a problem. Typical landscaper truck, you know, the driver's side seat's torn off, it's dirty, but it's all here. It's not like in horribly bad shape. The dash is kind of scratched up. It is a PTO driven dump bed. It's got a trailer brake controller on it, but the dump bed you see is JUNK. See, the cross members are still here and they're not terrible, but yes, that's hardwood for the floor bottom. The floor rotted away, much like that, so they put hardwood in it and continue to use it. Well, it just continued to rust, as you can see here and here and here, and then the hardwood wouldn't hold, so they started putting expandable foam in there, and that didn't hold. So then they went to plywood and OSB and some lattice work and some styrofoam and license plates and whatever. So anyways, it's not horrible. It has a hitch on it. It's bent, of course. Tires are decent. 225 tires, not that old, but China imports. But again, not too bad on this side either. You know, it's still pretty decent. Got a little bit starting right there. But for all intents and purposes, it's probably better shape than a lot, and especially for only 116,000 miles. So, on the agenda for today is let's get this axle out of here. I want to see if I can get it loose at the leaf springs, or if I have to just cut the U-bolts loose, whichever is going to be easiest. On his other truck, the axle's broke. Stabilizer links are no good. Stabilizer bar bushings are no good. The mount's no good. There's a lot of worn out stuff. So anyways, let's get this axle out from underneath here. I've already checked the steering components and the ball joints, and I think they're good. So, and they're greasable now, so it tells me they're probably been changed. So let's see if we can get going. Now we'll get the calipers off here. I'll just leave the calipers with this, I think. Yeah, that's the plan. I'll get some jack stands underneath this thing. There we go. One axle out. Get the tires off first while it's down low, because wow, you'll see in a minute why the axle needs replaced. But that tire's gone. This tire is mediocre gone. I mean, it's not long for this world. So there's one part of the problem. Here's the other part. That's the track bar mount and the steering stabilizer.
Yeah, I see where it
goes
off there. Yeah, I saw that. Boy, she's got a mind of her own.
The actual saddle mount is busted for the sway bar, and the track bar is completely broke off. So now that it's out, we'll get this one taken over to that truck. It's a shame we can't use these tires, but they're a different size, so we'll have to put his old tires back on. He's gonna get some new ones. Let's get this over there. Hook up. I can look up the torque spec for this. Now that the weight is sitting on the truck, I've snugged up the U-bolts with the impact. Now I'll hit them again with a torque wrench so I can make sure they're down where they need to be. I was putting the lug nuts back on this axle so they all be together, and I realized that his truck has coarse thread wheel studs and this other truck has fine thread. So we're going to take it back apart and take those hub adapters off and swap them out so that they're going to be the same. I don't want them to have different threads, and you know, one of them lug nuts get mixed up and whatever. I'll just change it the way it should be. Got both sides back together. Now I have to remember that we compress the caliper when we change the brakes over. So we need to, you know, pump the brake pedal and push the piston back out so the brakes actually touch. Went ahead and replaced the shocks. Got some bargain basement, you know, big box store shocks for it. So let's check this brake pedal and we're gonna go for a test drive. Well, it needs a tire for sure. Could use an alignment, but it feels good and solid. I mean, it goes straight down the road for the most part. It does kind of pull to the right, but no wonder with that tire the way it is. But I don't know. I mean, it's got to be 1,000% better than it was, I imagine. I want to make sure the brakes don't dart one way or the other. When I hit the brakes, it don't. Okay. So I'll put a few miles on it just to be sure, but boy, it's in rough shape for 79,000 miles. Holy moly. The shifter doesn't work right either. It's a tilt wheel and it's all over the place. Obviously it's got an exhaust manifold studs broken on the V10. There's no way I could listen to that. I'd have to fix that. Transmission kind of lazy shifts. Either that or it just sounds like it because of the exhaust maybe. I don't know. But I don't hear any noise in the front end. It doesn't seem to like wiggle or anything. So I'll call them and tell them I think it's, well, there's a different axle in it. I'm not going to say it's done because it really needs a lot more work. When I was underneath here, I happened to look at the bottom of the cab, and when I get back I'll have to show you what I found. It's pretty funny. Alright, we're back. Wait till you see this. This truck has been welded together with two different cabs. Look at this. This is a completely different cab than this. They've cut it right here and spliced it in. Nice, huh? Nice. Apparently whatever they used the back half had the 40-20-40 seats, not the bench seat, because that's where one of them would mount right there. Priceless. Well, I guess I'm done with this, so now we're going to move on to this one. Obviously we can't use that front axle with whatever we do with this truck, but that's okay. I have a coil spring front suspension in another truck I could probably use if I want to, but I'm just not certain what we're going to do with this thing yet. So leave it in the comments. What do you guys think we should do? Should we yank it, do a Cummins conversion to this thing, and build it into something, or should I just part it out and, you know, be done with it? I'd hate to really part it out because it's kind of a functioning dump truck. I don't know, whatever. Leave in the comments. For all of you guys that have made it this far along, I certainly appreciate it, and I gotta thank everybody for giving those thumbs up. It's making a big difference, and I really appreciate it. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Leave your comments down below about what we should do with this truck, what you think of it, and yeah, give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.